Alright, welcome back to this week. We're ragging the fuck out of some fucking trails. There's shit ones everywhere. Your favourite ones? Shit. We know it, you know it. Stop kidding yourself. But no, I just talk about mountain bike trails. It's gonna be chill. This is Shaman Pack. We're here always. Got your Blitzfreak, your
Hey,
chief.
how y'all doing this week?
Yeah, it's alright. Pretty chill. Getting a bit hungry. Should have for lunch soon. Feeling like a Japanese curry, probably. Maybe some garlic soy chicken, Korean fried chicken. That's good shit. That's always good shit. But mountain bike trails. We're talking about them. I used to hit them up a lot back in the day. I never really was a skateboard kid, but you'd find me on the bike bashing through the bush like no one's business. We'd go down to one in particular that I like, and it's just really fucking there's a lot of like really public ones, but some of them are fucking overgrown as shit, and it's kind of just like you have to basically just ride face first through these two thick bushes, and then it just opens up, and there's kind of like this dried out lake, and then like this skinny like fucking 30 centimeter wide trail next to it, and you're like, is this a trail? And you're like, oh no, it actually is a trail, and it keeps going, and then like this like shitty bridges, and what I mean by a bridge is like one plank of fucking wood with like two other planks supporting it up over this fucking gap, and then you just go over that and be lucky if it doesn't break onto your fucking bike. Well, no, they're all good fun,
That they are. I don't know, to anyone who's listening going, oh, I know nothing about mountain bike trails and stuff. I always thought that it was a bunch of people riding in the woods, in their bike shorts and just basically fluffing around.
Like road cyclist sort of shit.
Yeah. And then I was taken out by my
You do that, you get fucked up.
Oh well, I was.
Well, if you ride like I do, you'd get fucked up.
Yeah. Well, obviously a lot of them hang over mountains as well.
Even saying I only wear like kind of longish shorts, so I still get pretty cut up bad.
I was lucky because the first time I went on a trail, it was a pretty rough one. But my flatmates took me out at night. I remember I just finished one of my semesters at uni, and we put lights on the front of the bikes, so I had no idea that if I came off the bike, I was going to go straight over the mountain. And I was like, oh, I mean, you would be seriously hurt. So I didn't know that. So all I was thinking about was trying to keep up with them, and they both ride downhill, like in all the competitions, and do pretty well and stuff. They build trails and stuff, and I was trying to keep up, and then all of a sudden obstacles start happening. Like you said, there'll be a bridge, which is like a few inch wide piece of wood that you're like, oh, that's not a bridge. And pieces of wood, like that are almost vertical when you've got to take a 180 corner. So you ride up on the wood, but it's hard to even envision it. Because when you're used to doing it, it's probably not difficult. But when you first see it, it's just like, I thought we were in the woods. Who has built all these obstacles and jumps?
Man, ever since you said fucking came off your bike, I'm just thinking of you like riding a bike and jacking off on like while riding it, like doing like a drive by. I'm like just some like
Drive by SpiderMan
sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. SpiderMan's there slinging up some web slingers, and then there's just Blitzfreak. Oh, he turns around, just take this web, bitch.
They're building a lot more trails nowadays.
Fucking what's his name? It's not Toby anymore.
It was Tobey Maguire.
I wish no. What? Toby Maguire? Was that the original Spider-Man?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. No. I'm thinking of some other Toby that I used to go to school with. It's not him. Yeah, sure. We've got to say it's Toby Maguire. Sure. It's not like fucking. What is the new guy?
Okay, you've got to tell people that's not what's happening out on the trails either. It's not a bunch of dudes riding down the trails going, Spider-Man, and other dudes going, I got jizz on me again. What the fuck?
Spider-Man jizzes.
What the fuck just happened? Yeah. It's all pretty cool people who are out there. I mean, people generally don't talk to each other because you're just riding down trails really fast. I mean, it also made sense to me why people buy like $5,000 bikes, because you actually need them. You need the different types of suspension and the things to like go over their obstacles. I've taken BMXs onto some of these trails, and you got to go slow, and there are just parts you can't make. You just can't make. I say that, and I know there's probably some pro BMXers out there who would go, I could make it. And I'm sure they could.
What do you mean parts you can't make?
Well, because of the height of the frame and stuff to the ground. Because, okay, an example I'll give you. Sometimes they'll be like...
Didn't someone make that bike originally?
No, but all the trails are made for mountain bikes.
Yeah.
So you get much more height because I'm on a 20-inch
Oh,
wheel.
but you're on a BMX.
Oh, yeah, we're on a BMX.
Right.
So none of these trails are made for BMXs, which I didn't know at first why, and then it becomes pretty obvious.
Right. Fair enough.
I've also used them as running trails, which it says not to, but I always move for any bike rider and stay clear of that. But I find they're nice.
That's good. You're one of the ones that
trails.
probably gets jizzed on.
There's no jizzing. There's no jizzing. Except
if you're on a mountain bike and some cunt's fucking running down, feel free to come off your bike on him.
I won't say the area because you said you might be moving out there, but the place with the forests and stuff, there's the government built trails out there a couple of years ago, and my flatmate said to me, goes, "Oh, you don't come to these trails too late in the day." They go, "The government built these trails, the entrance to them and stuff, specifically where all these gay dudes used to hang out just to blow each other." And they go, they wanted to move them along, even though it's like a woodland area, so I don't know where you think you're just going to move them to another woodland area. But it just made it awkward because you show up on your bike and there's just people there without a bike. And you're like, do they go on the trails? And it's like, they do not go on the trails. They just welcome you on your arrival and wave you goodbye on your departure.
They're just hiding in the bushes. So you ride your bike on these trails. If you stack in a bush, you might become a fucking unwilling participant in the third man in a gay orgy.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be unconscious. They might claim they're resuscitating you and then just say they're not. That's how they thought you resuscitate
someone. But what if
someone.
they're resuscitating? They still got dick lips. Damn. They're not going to be able to clean up out there. You know? They're not fucking... They ain't got no tissues or anything. Or you're trying to offer me a towel to blow my nose earlier. Fuck. No, there's a fucking story. Alright. There was a couple of years back, I was at a mate's place, and we were doing some sort of film thing. Not any gay movies or stuff. It was some sort of comedy skit. Get it out of your head, so everyone that makes the fucking fan art and fanfic. But anyway, we were... so we finished with that shit, and we were just like, played some videos, and bloody smoked some J's, and had some beers, and all that stuff, and smoked some beers, and then we fucking, passed out, and then woke up in the morning, and one of the lads were like, "Alright, I'm having a shower," and just like, "Alright," and the guy's like, "Yeah, here's a spare towel," and then like, after he was done in the shower, he left pretty quickly, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I left the towel in the corner here," and the guy was like, "What the fuck?" And the guy left before he could inspect everything. But my other mate goes, and he finds this towel, and it's a bit really damp in one area, let's say, and it kind of like, I don't know, white honey. And as he like peels it apart, and he goes, he figures out what it is, and you hear it from the bathroom, just, "Nope." And just straight away, didn't even, kind of like picked it up like a soiled diaper, this soiled jizz filled cum rag of a now towel that used to be a towel, and he just kind of like held it as far away from him and just went straight to the wheelie bin and just dropped it in there. And I bet that smelt lovely the next time someone chucked that, because oh my god. If you've been a teenage lad and had to clear out your own bin after being single for quite a while, and it's quite full of certain filled tissues, the smell is horrendous. I had a mate who used to smoke an ash in his bin, spit in his bin, and then have cum tissues in his bin. And he said he almost threw up when he had to change that out.
Oh man, I like that. I feel this episode. I could probably title it just. I mean, this is clickbait when you call it jizz and mountain bike riders.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
Maybe we have to include towels. No, I'm just going to call it jizz and mountain bike riders. But if we were talking about towels, then I want to say my random
You
story.
say mountain of jizz?
Well, you could say mountain of jizz. We went
Mountain
such
jizz
off
riders.
topic that I would then like to say when I was, I believe, 16. And this is worse than a jizz story. This was a bad one. I was 16, maybe 17. I lived in a house with some really cool people, and everyone was pretty young. And one of my friends, I think she was like 21 or something. She'd been the oldest one there. And one night she brings, and it is important I say this, she brings a Papua New Guinean guy, I believe, home. Doesn't speak much English. Now this is important because if this was an Australian, the story would be completely different. We would not probably have been laughing so much about it. So this guy's over. We think, oh yeah, she's getting lucky, whatever.
You got that big dick.
Yeah, even though she's mainly into chicks, but it was like, we think that's the reason she brought this guy home. We just assumed. We were like...
She was going to taste a bit of the other team and she wanted to go for the top call.
Yeah. She's an awesome chick, one of my best friends. And so we're all happy. We're all happy for her. In the morning, get up, go to the bathroom. This guy's already left. We turned out. Go to the bathroom. Now... there was no toilet paper there, which is probably because we're all young, and it was probably at the point where I'm guessing everyone hid their own toilet paper, where there's just not enough. You live with 5 other people, it's going to get abused. The system's going to get abused. You've only got enough left to hide in your room, you bring just enough in, or you give it to your guest. Well, I don't think she gave it to the guest, or he didn't understand how toilet paper worked. I don't know I don't know what they do in Papua New Guinea. I know in some countries they wipe the shit off with their hand, so I do not know what game they're playing. All I know is that this motherfucker grabbed a towel and wiped his ass with the towel. Then, now, I don't know whether he fucked with us in the worst way ever after this, or whether he thought he was being a nice guy. We laughed because we thought, oh, look at Mr. Nice Guy. He's looked to the side where there's a toilet roll holder and gone, maybe the towel's meant to go around here. So now there's a shit towel wrapped around the toilet roll holder. Now, I don't care if people go, well, you're racist or you discriminate against people from other countries. We immediately knew, whilst laughing in disgust, which room we had to knock on. Didn't bother going over to Rob's room going, hey, Rob, shit on the towel last night, did you, Rob? No, straight to our other mate's room. And it was like, hey, where is he? She's like, oh, he's gone. It's like, come have a look what he did. We're pretty sure it was him. We don't know what they're doing in their own country, so I don't know how weird that is.
Rob got away scot-free. He saw his moment. He's like, right, they're going to blame this guy because they're a bunch of racists.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be able to shit on the towel finally.
That is actually possible.
I fucking hate this towel. These cunts never fucking wash this towel. I'm going to fucking shit on your fucking towel.
You have never met Rob, but that's exactly what Rob is like.
Yeah, good on you, Rob.
He refused to clean his dishes, would never clean his dishes. So then one day, because we were so standoffish, I just smashed all the dishes. Because he's like, I'm not going to clean them. He's going to clean them, they're my dishes. And they weren't his dishes. He just didn't want to clean them and smashed them. We used to have fights. Like people see on TV that wouldn't be... that you go, that's not real. We took motorbikes.
That shit.
We took motorbikes in our house. We put dishes in each other's fish tanks. The meanest shit he ever did was taking his fish, which was bigger than my fish, putting it in my fish tank and having his fish descale my fish.
Jesus.
Whilst it's still alive. Yeah. We had some crazy fights. Standoffs that people go, that can't be real that you see in movies where, like, he's in front of a car, just, because my mate's going, I've had enough of your shit, and he's blocked him in the driveway. He goes, I'll ride my motorbike over your car. And then I'm at the side of him going, I'll have to knock you the fuck out if you try riding over his car. And he's just like, that's fine. I will be doing this then. And shit would always escalate. I love that fucking house. Everyone was fucking mental. I ran too fast through that house once and fell through the floor. Because they put carpet in one room just to hide the shitty workmanship. Went straight through the carpet, straight through the floor.
Nice.
Yeah. It's great where you live as a kid. Shit trails, mountain bikes. I guess we did talk about mountain bikes at the start about this and trails. We did our part.
Yeah, that's it. Well, yep, and that's it for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe. Don't use any towels.
Yeah, remember, take up mountain biking. It is a safe sport. You don't have to have bike pants to do it.
And you don't have to come on people and drive-bys.
But you can. Chief Blitzfreak!
Packer out.